The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Saint John. Glory to you, Lord. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things came to be. Not one thing had its being but through him. All that came to be had life in him, and that life was the light of men, a light that shines in the dark, a light that darkness could not overpower. A man came sent by God. His name was John. He came as a witness to speak for the light, so that everyone might believe through him. He was not the light, only a witness to speak for the light. The Word was the true light that enlightens all men. And he was coming into the world. He was in the world that had its being through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own domain, and his own people did not accept him. But to all who did accept him, he gave power to become children of God. To all who believe in the name of him who was born not out of human stock, or urge of the flesh, or will of man, but of God himself. The Word was made flesh. He lived among us, and we saw his glory. The glory that is his as the only Son of the Father, full of grace and truth. John appears as his witness. He proclaims, "This is the one of whom I said, he who comes after me ranks before me, because he existed before me." Indeed, from his fullness, we have all of us received, yes, grace in return for grace. Since though the law was given through Moses, grace and truth have come through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God. It is the only Son who is nearest to the Father's heart, who has made him known. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
My dear brothers and sisters, a priest, as he began the homily, told the people, "Today my homily lasts for 15 minutes, but I don't know where to begin," he said it seems. One of the altar servers, he said, "Father, begin in the 14th minute." That means the homily will be over within 1 minute, no? So he wanted to go home early. Sometimes Catholics are not used to listening to long homilies. Today is a great day. I shall try to be brief. The Lord has spoken to us through his Son. Today's second reading from Hebrews tells us he spoke through the prophets, and when the time was ripe, he has spoken to us through his Son. The birth of Jesus tells us this message: I want to speak to you. I care for you. I am there with you. My dear brothers and sisters, you might have had your own problems. The message given to the angel, "For you a Savior is born," is addressed to you and me individually. He is born for us. He cares for us. An elderly couple had 4 sons working all over the world, having good job. But these couple, who were nearly 50 years married, were in the farmhouse. The man, as he was weeding, as he was working in the farm, was every 2 minutes or so whistling or humming a song, it seems. A little boy asked that old man, "Grandpa, are you a musician? Why are you interested in always singing a song as you are working?" The grandpa replied to him, "You know, that lady over there, she is my wife of 50 years. Since 5 years, she lost her eyesight completely. If I am humming a song, she will be reassured that I am around and she will not have any fear." God has reassured us, my dear brothers and sisters. I care for you. I am interested in your joy. I am interested in your well-being. What should be the lifestyle of those who celebrate Christmas? You should also whistle like that old man. That's all. Maybe a friendly visit, an SMS, a WhatsApp message, or a phone call. These may be the whistles all God's people are to make continuously to tell the world that we care for one another. Why do we all rejoice in Jesus' birth? If somebody had been arrogant, we would not rejoice over his birth. Sometimes some of the parents lament, "Why at all I got this child, I don't know." Like that, some parents are weeping. Jesus was born in Bethlehem. Bethlehem means literally house of bread. He was born in the house of bread to become bread that he may be broken to pieces. I tell my people frequently, what is the use of participating in the Mass? Left to ourselves, we tend to be selfish. Every time the priest breaks the bread on the altar and tells the people, "Take and eat," all those who go from the Holy Mass outside the church must tell the family members, "I am ready to break myself. Take my time, take my energy, take my vitality, take my things. I am ready to give myself, break myself." That is the meaning of our participation in the Eucharist. One who was born in Bethlehem reminds us, you and I must become bread to be eaten by our dear ones. That's why we rejoice in his birth. And again, he was born in the manger. The food for the animals. Where he was born was a place where the food for the animals was there. He himself became food, my dear brothers and sisters. That is Jesus. Happy Christmas, happy Christmas. Everybody wishes Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Good. But then, is your life a Christmas? Yesterday a little girl had a book. Jesus doesn't want a car. Jesus doesn't want a mobile. Jesus doesn't want this, computer games. Jesus wants only your heart. I saw it. If Jesus is not born in your heart, what is the meaning of celebrating Christmas? You should become Christmas to others. Now, we have to ask ourselves on the feast of Christmas, do my family members rejoice over my birth? Am I a good husband? Am I a good wife? Am I a good mother, grandmother, grandfather? Am I a good brother? During the course of this 1 month stay, I was occasionally telling the people, You should always rejoice. Do things that people may rejoice. But never should you be responsible for anyone's tears. Never should be responsible to anyone's tears. That's the meaning of Christmas. That is the meaning of Christmas. On the other hand, you should be moved by other people's tears and do something about it, like Jesus, who came to give himself totally. A little girl, 7-year-old, one day was not so willing to go to school. The mother told the father, see, at least you tell her. The girl replied to the father, Daddy, give me permission to shave my head. What? You have beautiful hair, unlike my bald head? Why do you want to shave your head? You know what that little girl replied? In my class, there is a companion who is suffering from cancer, and she had to undergo chemotherapy, and then she lost all her hair. Other children are making fun of that girl. 4 of our companions decided that we will also shave our head, that others may not make fun of her. We will be 4, 5 bald-headed all together. That is the attitude of Jesus' disciples. You should not bear other people's sufferings. That is it. That is it. Another thing, before I conclude, I want to share with you, my dear brothers and sisters. Christmas is a feast of not only love, caring and sharing, but above all for me, humility. Most of our problems are because we are not humble. As soon as we come to the church, we see the crucifix, we see the tabernacle. During the Christmas season, in addition, the crib. What these teach us? Humility. Some of you might have gone to Bethlehem. You know that church is much bigger than our church, but there is the door of humility, not even 4 feet high. You have to bend and enter. It is to tell you, unless you bend yourself before God and before others, you can't reach God. My own definition of humility is the recognition, above all, we need God, we need others. Don't care masters after celebrating Christmas. We need God, we need our brothers and sisters. Don't be cut off from your parents, elderly parents, brothers and sisters. Come on, renew your relationship. Be humble. Even if they are arrogant, you have to take the initiative to send a message, to buy a little gift for them. Humility, humility, humility. Most of our problems will be solved. I repeat St. Paul's words. What is it you have that you have not received? If all that you have is you have received from the Lord, why do you boast? St. Paul says. Adulterers, murderers, atheists, pagans can all be tolerated by God, but not arrogant and proud people. The strongest condemnation in the Bible is for those who are arrogant. We need to greet. We need to smile. We have to bend ourselves. The Lord will take care of us. Let us learn to whistle. Let us learn to care. Let us learn to break ourselves. Let us learn to be humble. In this way, may Christmas celebration become more meaningful. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.